Okay. Facebook just kicked me off. So I just restarted and it's only 12:01, so that's good. But hi. Um hoping that this is I'm hoping this is happening and I'm live and that Facebook doesn't end my video abruptly like it just did a second ago. I I'm still on my social media break, although one might say that this is not a social media break, but I stand by it. It is because I have not been on any social media, Instagram or Facebook since June 4th. And um, I took a break 2 weeks ago from Facebook Live and I went on last Wednesday and I'm here this Wednesday and I'll be back next Wednesday. But I'm literally like hopping on, going straight to my page, going into the setting up the live stuff, and here we are, and then I'm gonna hop off. So it feels good to be here with you. Thank you for joining me live or on the replay. It is June 24th, 2020. And actually, today is a lot of my friends have birthdays today. One of my best friends, it's her birthday. And I still get on email, I get updates, email updates from Facebook whose birthday it is. So that's great because then I don't need to go onto Facebook to see. And it reminded me that there's a few more dear friends that I love. It's their birthday. So today is a very special day, June 24th. So my name is Alyssa Abrahamson, and I'm a nutritional therapist and wellness coach. And if you are watching this live or on the replay and you want to say hi, since I don't have the way that the new computer Facebook Live works is that I can't see who's watching unless you say something in the comments. And since I deleted the app from my phone temporarily, that's where I could see if you're on, but I can't. So if you want to say Shalom, Alyssa, happy Wednesday, how are you? Or just, yo, what's up? Type in the comments that I know that you're here. Oh, yay! Look, Avery, see, I didn't know you were here until you said hello. Yay, hello. Okay, so I'm so happy that you're here. Yay, we're connected. Okay, so my name is Alyssa Abrahamson, and I'm a nutritional therapist and wellness coach, and I want to, the subject of today is, I was thinking about it last night and I changed it from whatever. Anyway, is happiness really the goal? And I think that that's something, hi, Yenda. I think that, so many of us just think, I want to be happy. Like, what do you want in life? I want to be happy, and I really want us to reconsider that. So, this month, June, I have focused, if you're on my newsletter and in the Facebook Lives, I've focused all about emotions and feelings. And I got to tell you, a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh my God, I'm sticking to it because it's such an important topic. But oh my God, this is just like heavy times, man. Heavy times. But also beautiful, inspiring, wonderful times as well, and happy times. So, what I wanted to, the things that I discussed this month, from my newsletter, even yesterday's newsletter, I talked about the, psycho-emotional root cause of pain and illness and health issues and how, most of us don't really consider that. And it's something that I encourage you to consider. And last week I also talked about how most of us have this just kind of quick, and it's nothing wrong or bad or anything, but just this for someone who you genuinely want to share how you're doing and who genuinely wants to know how you are. Like when someone asks, how are you, or what's going on, or how are you feeling? We so immediately, again, I do this as well. We kind of just answer, fine, good, tired, hanging in there, busy. I mean, literally, what is going on here, people, with our vocabularies and our, like we gotta snap it up. So, and my question was, and still is, like, how are you really doing? Are you really just fine? And it was so funny. I think about that word fine, and so many of us are like, if we're like, oh, how do you like my outfit? Or, or whatever. And someone's like, oh, it's fine. Or like, oh, how does that taste? Something you made. Oh, it's fine. You immediately are like, fine? Because fine is like so neutral / kind of negative. And it's just this like word that kind of means nothing, and it bothers me. And I'm like, really been challenging myself to never use the word good or fine again. I'm really working on it. I really am. And I gotta say, I'm doing kind of a good job, sort of, like. The truth is that so many of us, me included, we just like, sometimes we want to go for it and we feel our feelings, but like, a lot of the time, we just don't want to feel our feelings, and we don't want to go deeper or get emotionally honest with ourselves and with others. And I hear you, but I'm also here to challenge you to do that. So I'm here to remind you of the importance of your feelings and to feel them. So basically, when we do not express or communicate our feelings, that energy can get stuck in our bodies, and it can manifest as like weight gain or illness or pain or disease. It also can manifest as angry outbursts or, pent-up emotions. And that's like pent-up energy, and that feels like crap. And so, my question today is happiness really the goal? Think about that as I take a sip of water. So I was thinking my tagline that isn't so, like, I guess maybe on my website it's out there, but my tagline in my business, Wellness HQ, is harnessing health and happiness. And while I do believe that most people think that they want to be happy and that happiness is a goal, I also believe what's more important is to be emotionally aware and emotionally honest with yourself and with others. So I feel that when you're emotionally honest with yourself and with others, and I know that it's easier said than done. Trust, it's easier said than done. And you know what? Some people in your life it is easier to do with than others. So I'm with you. But when this emotionally, like, being emotionally honest and aware can lead to a deeper, more grounded sense of self and a healthy connection to yourself and how you navigate and respond to the circumstances in your life and the world around you. So I looked up happiness, and happiness is feeling or showing like pleasure, contentment, or joy. And it's interesting because I kind of feel like as much as we all just want to be happy, it kind of is like if someone was like, how are you doing? And you say, today I'm feeling joyful. That is so much more descriptive than happy. Or, I'm feeling really content right now. How fucking beautiful is that? I feel like that is just more, it's more meaningful than happy. I mean, happy is great. Don't get me wrong. If you feel happy and you know it, clap your hands. Oh my God, I love it. I crack myself up. But, and I hope you're laughing too. So that just came to me, folks. That just came to me. But here's the situation. We can't always be happy, and we know it. So clap your hands. And quite frankly, I think it's safe to say that we don't always want to feel happy. Now, Oh my gosh. Betty Blackheart is here. Yay. I'm going to cry. Talk about someone who is my amazing Finnish friend, who it's so funny. Side note, just like cultural differences and how Americans are very, even though we have issues with emotions, everyone does, but like we are so like touchy feely, huggy, loving, all that. And in some countries, they're even way more of that, and other countries not. And even using the word love, like I love you in Finland is like kind of a once in a lifetime statement, I think. So my beautiful Finnish friend, we joke and say, "You are very dear to me." Because it's more culturally appropriate in Finland to say that. But anyway, I digress. So going back to feeling happiness and like understanding that like it's truly like as much as we all think, oh yeah, I just want to be happy, or like I want my child to be happy, or I want to make you happy. Here's the deal, like I really don't feel that we always want to feel happy, and we know that life is not always filled with amazing, wonderful things, and it's not always sunny out, and the flowers are not always blooming, and all that. So life and the emotions we feel are really 50-50. So there are such a range of emotions, and I don't want to label things as good or bad because they're truly not. It's just the feelings. And so those feelings, just kind of basic feelings that we have, are like fear and anger and grief or sorrow or joy, like I just talked about earlier. Clarity. I love having clarity. Disgust, trust, anticipation, surprise. So I think that first, it's critical to really get real with yourself and identify your feelings and emotions beyond just happy, sad, good, tired, frustrated, and fine. It also makes life more fun and interesting because I promise you are way deeper than that, and you are way smarter than that, emotionally intelligent than that. So I have been really challenging myself to be more descriptive in my language when friends are like checking in and just saying how are you or whatever. And even though it's so easy just to say I'm good, it is challenging to kind of like switch your brain and like just not answer just like, oh, good, or, you know, hanging in there or whatever, but more just like, today this happened and I am feeling this. Like the other day, I feel like I've talked about this a bunch, maybe not, maybe only once, but when I was talking about last month, and I was talking about structure and about creating days, and the other day I swept my floor, and I just felt a sense of accomplishment. I did it. It's not my favorite thing to do. Like the mop is heavy and annoying and whatever. But I did it, and I just felt like, and I was like texting with a friend, and they were like, oh, how are you? And I was like, you know, today I swept and mopped my floors, and I am feeling this sense of accomplishment. Like, it's giving them insight into actually what I'm doing over here at my house. But then also it's a different, you know, emotion that just like, oh, I'm good. That's so boring because I wasn't good. I was feeling accomplished. So that's like a different energy, right? And it feels so good to feel accomplished when you sweep and mop your floors. So I've really been challenging myself to not use the word good or fine and be more descriptive. And I think in general, and it's so cool because it's just like you can get in touch with like your emotions more. And I think that once you've identified your feelings, and that you can really learn to take responsibility for them. And I do believe that we can get caught in being like emotionally immature, and sometimes that feels good to kind of retreat and go back to that I totally do that, especially with family members, for sure. But I do in general want to take emotional responsibility for my emotions and communicate effectively. And it takes fucking work if it's something that doesn't come easy. And the payoff is fucking fabulous. So I think that, like I just said, once you identified your feelings, you can also take responsibility for them. And here's the situation. It's okay to feel uncomfortable in your uncomfortable feelings and emotions. And I know most of us kind of like skirt those emotions, and we want to kind of step out of them because we don't want to feel uncomfortable. But I know that you want to grow, you want to evolve, you want to feel better, you want to have a dynamic, diverse, interesting, impactful life for yourself and for others in the world around you. You want to be emotionally open, available, intelligent, in theory, and you need to feel all different feelings, and you need to feel discomfort in order to heal and to grow. You need to feel discomfort in order to heal and to grow. So I recommend you think about what emotions are useful for you. So you have these thoughts in your brain, something happens, you have a thought about it, and then your thoughts create your feelings. You know, they always say that, you know, it's not, what's that saying? Something about, you know, it's like how you respond to something. So, you know, the same circumstance that's happened, this global pandemic, some people are in a downward spiral and some people are totally thriving and kicking ass. And some people are somewhere in between, and you can be one day downward spiral and the next day kicking ass. And we all are. But your thought about a situation, a circumstance, creates your feelings. And sometimes we have thoughts about a certain circumstance in our lives, and then we indulge in emotions that are not useful. So we know we're indulging in these unuseful emotions because there's something that we might be it's easy for us to feel because we've felt it our whole life, you know, or we're addicted to that feeling, and we don't know how to process them or aware of it, but we're just like stuck. Or, you know what, we're simply just like, I don't want to deal. I'm lazy. I just cannot, I don't want to feel, I don't want to address this stuff. So what are another question for you is, what are your indulgent emotions? Is it a needing to feel comfort? Is it this addiction to worrying? Or feeling righteousness? Or your indulgent emotion is anger? So think about emotions that you have and that you can use and harness to your advantage. What emotions, now those emotions you could use to your advantage. Like you could definitely use anger to your advantage, but so many of us know when it's to our detriment. So I want you to consider and think about emotions that you want to feel more. Emotions that you do feel you want to feel more, you can use to your advantages that are more useful. So again, this is different for everyone, but it could be gratitude or determination or expansiveness or love or generosity or inspiration. And so when you take time to focus on the emotions that you want to feel, and you journal about them, and you have conversations with trusted people in your life about them, I do believe that you will bring more of that emotion and feeling into your life, right? It's kind of like, again, what they say is like, the more you focus on, the more it happens. So, you know, you're having a shitty day and you stub your toe, and then you like bump into someone, and then you like miss your bus, or, you know, just like, and you just focus on the negative, and then it just keeps on happening. Whereas the opposite, you know, you wake up and you really focus on, okay, I just had a good night's sleep. I have clean drinking water. I'm breathing, you know, whatever, and focusing on that. That that emotion of gratitude is more useful, I believe. And I think you might agree. So here is what I want you to take away. I don't think that happiness is the answer. Another sip of my water. I don't think that happiness is the answer. I think that emotional depth and identifying your feelings and how they're impacting your life and your health are something to deeply consider. My other takeaway for you is I encourage you to really think about how you answer when someone is in your life genuinely asks how you're doing, or even if they don't, that you potentially get out of your comfort zone and share what's going on in a more honest way. Because I believe that these answers of I'm fine or good are meaningless in a way. Do you know what I mean? And I want to live a life of meaning and share meaning and depth, and that creates connection. So we all want to feel connected. So I think that, once you identify your true feelings and work on expressing them to yourself and to others, that you can continue or begin to increase your emotional awareness and your emotional intelligence. And then once you identify emotions that you want to feel, that kind of like thinking what emotions are useful, what emotions and feelings serve you and serve the greater good, to focus on those feelings, those emotions. And, for example, just choose one emotion that you believe is useful, that you feel, or that you want to feel more of, and really meditate on it and think about it and think and feel it in your body. Close your eyes and just think, when I'm feeling this, what does that feel like? And what thoughts does that produce? And how can I incorporate this feeling more into my life, because it is a useful emotion. So those are my takeaways. And I just want to say, go forth and share the love. And it's Wednesday, and that's it's next week. We'll be back together in July. Holy guacamole. So, whether, some of you are on my newsletter and some of you are not. But if you enjoy these conversations and you're interested in having more wellness and lifestyle and nutrition insights and tips and conversations in your inbox, and you're not on my email list, or you know someone who might be, please tag them in the comments of this, or share. Facebook will have this available for replay momentarily when we're done, but you can share this with your friends and family, or you can sign up to be on my email list. And my website is thewellnessheadquarters.com, or you can email me at info@thewellnessheadquarters.com. And I want to thank you for staying with me during the month of July as we move through our feelings and emotions, hopefully understanding that it's healthy and healing to sit with those uncomfortable feelings, and knowing that it's important that we have these conversations with ourselves and others. And I look forward to seeing you next week. My name is Alyssa Abrahamson. I'm a nutritional therapist and wellness coach. I'll be back all next month, Wednesdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, have a beautiful and safe week. Bye for now.